This route uses a portion of the High Sierra Trail, but it isn't the standard out and back. It forms a distinct circuit, a variation I refer to as the Hamilton Basin Loop, linking together some of the most dramatic terrain on the west side of Sequoia National Park. It's about 53 miles with roughly 13,000 feet of elevation gain, and the whole idea is simple: minimise backtracking, maximise big views, and create a clean, satisfying loop through classic High Sierra scenery, with a few easy ways to shorten or extend it depending on what you want. I was originally going to start in Mineral King. It's rugged, beautiful, and the permits are easy, but the marmots are notorious for chewing through car coolant lines. So I pivoted to this High Sierra Trail variation instead, and it turned out to be one of the best decisions of the trip. To hike this loop, you'll need a Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks wilderness permit, and the easiest way to get one is through recreation.gov. Choose your start date and your group size. And then look for availability under High Sierra Trail entry. That permit allows you to start from a few different trailheads, and each one works for the Hamilton Basin Loop. They just come with different trade-offs. Lodgepole is the most convenient if you want to camp the night before and get an early start, but it adds mileage and elevation on day one. Heading east on Lakes Trail, Wolverton parking down the slope. Wolverton cuts off mileage and elevation gain compared to Lodgepole, but if you finish at Crescent Meadow, you'll need a few shuttles to get back to your car. Crescent Meadow gives you the easiest start, but if you finish here, you'll repeat the first 6 miles on the way out. The final option is to start at the General Sherman Tree. It's a spectacular way to begin the trip, but it adds mileage and elevation compared to Crescent Meadow, and I actually recommend ending your hike here instead. If you want a deeper breakdown of these options, including shuttle logistics and how to lengthen the loop or avoid unnecessary elevation gain, I've linked my full permit guide and my High Sierra Trail Loop guide below. If you're interested in hiking the loop, the next step is to decide if you want a 5, 6 or 7 day version and understanding how a Mineral King extension fits in. I'll talk you through the exact itineraries day by day, including the campsites I recommend, the trade-offs and what I'd change if I did it again. If you're fit, acclimatised and comfortable with big days, this is the breakdown for the 5-day version. Start at Lodgepole to avoid repeating the Crescent Meadow miles later in the trip. It's a long but steady climb to Panther Gap, then a descent to join the High Sierra Trail. We pushed on to Bearpaw Meadow, though Buck Creek is a great option if you start late. Tent just there. Short in mileage, big in elevation. We planned to camp at Precipice Lake, but stopped at the unnamed lake below it. Flatter, quieter, and honestly, one of the best surprises of the trip. This was a day packed with gorgeous scenery. Precipice Lake, Kaweah Gap, Big Arroyo, Little Five Lakes, Black Rock Pass, and the long descent to Cliff Creek. If you camped lower on day 2, consider stopping at Pinto Lake instead. On paper, our hardest day, the climb to Bearpaw is hot and exposed. But there are a few creeks along the way for cooling off stops. Merton Creek sets you up perfectly for a finish at Crescent Meadow or General Sherman. If you want more time at camp, more margin for bad weather, and simply a more relaxed pace, the 6-day version is a great fit for you. This one stops an hour earlier at Buck Creek. It's a more scenic campsite than Bearpaw, no bugs, and a perfect creek to cool off in. Still a big climb, but a brilliant day. Reaching the lake below Precipice Lake would take the edge off the elevation and give you one of the most beautiful campsites on the entire loop. An early ascent to Kaweah Gap, a long descent into Big Arroyo, and then a gentle climb to Little Five Lakes. I'd camp at the last lake in the chain, the one closest to Black Rock Pass. It gives the best views. Most of the day's effort is the climb over Black Rock Pass. After that, it's a long downhill all the way to Redwood Meadow, where you can camp amongst the giant sequoias. The bulk of the elevation comes early, climbing back towards Bearpaw. Merton Creek is the westernmost campsite on the High Sierra Trail and sets you up well for the final morning. Short final day that lets you finish in style at the General Sherman tree before catching the shuttle back to your vehicle. If you're still watching by now, you might be the kind of person who wants to take this loop even further. From the Little Five Lakes, you can continue towards the Big Five Lakes and Sawtooth Pass, adding around 12 miles but nearly 4,000 feet of extra climbing before rejoining the main route near Timber Gap. The Hamilton Basin Loop delivers huge variety, reliable water, minimal backtracking, big passes, and a grand finale finish at General Sherman Tree. If you do hike it, or you're planning to, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. And if you want more detail or a longer edit of the loop, you can find both on my website or in my Sequoia's Best Backpacking Loop playlist.